Welcome back then, guys, to our Division 10 to Elite Division educational series. In the last episode, we made our way through Division 10 and into Division 9. And before we start our games today and teach you everything FC24, we're going to go over some of the comments left from the last episode. And I do want to say a massive thank you for the support on this series. I'm really glad that you lot are enjoying it. If you are new here and you do like this episode, please do subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video and leave your comment down below if you have any questions regarding gameplay and you want it featured in that next episode. So we have a question here from Christian. He says he's looking forward to the series, and most things that he wants to know about is how people keep defenders in position without controlling them. Mine are all over the place if I don't do manual defending. Well, the thing is, the opponent can't just let the AI defend for them, because the AI are going to track runs and move based off what the opponent is doing. So that's where it does come down to you to say, actually, Van Dijk, don't track that run. I'm going to manually switch to him and keep him on side, keep in line with your players, and then let that player go offside. For example, I think one of the biggest things that people do is when they do switch initially to that defender, it's like they want to go. You know, you think when you change to your fullback, it's like you want to go and run straight away to the ball. You don't need to do that. Try and keep your defensive line in a good shape at all times. Now, if you are going to commit, the advice that I give when you're committing is you either make the tackle and win the ball, or essentially you give away a foul, or just push the opponent back, you know, towards their own goal where they're not going to be a threat. The worst thing you can do is commit. The opponent lays the ball back, and then you've left a massive gap in behind you for an over-the-top through ball. But what you're saying with regards to the opponent being able to defend without controlling them, I don't think that necessarily is the case. You know, people do have to manually switch. When you watch some of the best players in the world, the way they are moving the players around and micromanaging their players is absolutely incredible. The one thing that you can do, which we do touch on in this episode, is the partial team press feature. So keep an eye out for that, and that will help you as well. So our next question here is from Evo. He says he went on a crazy win streak from Division 6 to Division 5 checkpoint and all the way to Division 4. He's in Division 4 now and he can't win a game in Division 4. His defending feels terrible. He can attack pretty well, but he can't really jockey and defend. Now, that is the case for most people. Most people can score goals. You know, I think that is the case. And then defending can be where people get a little bit lackluster. What I would say when it comes to jockeying, there's a few things here. Essentially, when you are standing up the opponent and you are using that jockey button, you need to identify basically where around you is the space and where is the danger. So if you're kind of, you know, controlling with Van Dijk, put a mirror in between you and the opponent, and your jockeying has got to mirror the opponent's movement with their left stick. And as long as you do that and you wait for the opportunity to step in and win the ball, you'll be in a pretty good position. When is the right time to step in to win the ball? Well, normally when they took a big touch with sprint, or they've shown you too much of the ball as well. But you've got to try and break down where is the threat, right? You can stand and jockey, but if you essentially just give them the room and you go round too heavily, then you're going to be like Bambi on ice. And that's something that you have to think about when you're using sprint jockey, where you hold the sprint button and the jockey button. Essentially, if the opponent's just dribbling, you just need to hold jockey. If the opponent's got a little bit of speed to him, you may go on and off that sprint button, you know, like a gas pedal. Little bit of speed, come off it, just jockey. Little bit of speed, come off it and just jockey. And then that should help you as well. But really identifying where is the danger, where are the gaps that you need to defend, and then pouncing when the opportunity is there to step in. So with a bit of an update to the team, I managed to pack Raspadori, just some objectives, and also Nkunku. So we brought them in. We're still not using any custom tactics or anything. We're still just going to be sticking with the 4-3-2-1 flat as it is. No player instructions, nothing like that. We're into Division 9 as we spoke about in that last episode. Let's go ahead and jump in to our next game. So as we start off, taking a look at the opponent's team, looking like a fairly bog standard Division 9 team. Tony Kroos and Pedri in the middle. Do need to be careful of the Tiki Taka plus and the long ball plus from Tony Kroos. Obviously, both of them play styles are very good in their own right. As we always talk about at the start of the game, what are we looking at doing? Well, we're getting an idea of how the opponent wants to play. Have they got any guilty sort of habits that we can look to take advantage of, i.e. taking big touches with sprint when they shouldn't. I'll tap L1 there, send Lewandowski. Adley can keep driving. Look for that pass. We'll go one more. Backs post. Yeah, that's lovely. We saw Skip just kind of making that run through, so just wanted to make sure we could find him as and when we could. Straight into that space. Good. We can probably drive here with Raspadori. Unlucky. So the idea was right there. I think, you know, when we picked that ball up in the midfield, one of the things that I really liked that we did was we looked for that driven pass straight away. We wanted to go. You know, we didn't really hesitate, which was really nice. That's something that a lot of players can, not do enough of. So you can see there, 2 blue. Ooh, the ball's bouncing around. That's a good little low driven from him. So you can see we went for the partial team press, the 2 little blue icons. That's where you double tap and then hold R1. And that can be super effective for you to pull back like your midfielders, because obviously you can only control one person at a time, right? It's a really good little finish. Obviously a little bit lucky to kind of get the ball as it comes through. Little ball roll to just evade that challenge. We send Lewandowski here as well. Lay that off to him and we'll go across goal, as we spoke about in episode 1. Going across goal being your go-to finish. So just to highlight here, double tap and then hold R1. You see how it grabs those 2 players in the middle then? Adley, and I think it was my striker actually. What it will tell the game is go and grab 2 players and essentially man mark their player. So we'll showcase that again in the next opportunity. It's normally good in those sort of byline areas where we really like. I'll just tap R1 here just to bring that left back in, just to be a little bit closer. We've got a lot of room out on this right hand side, so I'll go for an L1 triangle. I tap L1 in the direction of Nkunku to send him into that 18-yard box. We don't always have to use them. Sometimes it's just to try and keep the opponent guessing. We'll lay that ball back. We'll look for a driven pass here into Lewandowski. I could have looked. Yeah, that's poor from me. I was about to say I could have looked for that pass off across in the 18-yard box for the simple sweat goal. I did green the finish. It's a good save from the keeper, but still nonetheless, I have to make sure that we're taking these sort of chances. We'll work towards the byline. Unlucky. Good goalkeeping. We'll just chill here in the middle. No need to be aggressive here. We can just pull our players back. We just make sure that we don't pull the left back out of position. I speak about it all the time. One of the things that so many lower division players kind of make as mistakes. That's a really good drive from him. I'll go for an R1 circle tackle for that strong power tackle. RBB on Xbox. R1 circle on PlayStation. It commits to a bigger animation, but when you are basically saying, I want to press tackle, I want to win the ball here, using an R1 circle can just mean that you have a high chance of coming out with the ball. Trying to switch that there, but obviously forgetting I'm not using as good of a team, so I don't have the ability to do that. But as I was talking about, so many players in the lower division don't just pull the left back and right back out aimlessly. You always want to try and think about defending as a way where it's like you don't have to win the ball here and in the now. What it's more so about is making it difficult for the opponent to break down. Can you keep your players where they need to be? Can you keep moving them? I'll lay that one more and then a little low driven. Again, we spoke about it in that first episode of the series, the low driven. How are we doing them? Just to clarify for us, we tap the shoot button. You have 4 bars of power for when you want to pass, when you want to shoot. You need to have 40% or less power to get a low driven. So basically just tap the shoot button and you'll kind of guarantee it. So I'll play a look there and then fake. So you can see how I press the left analog stick and the right analog stick in. And then what I do is I change over to Nkunku with my right stick. That then shows the opponent that. The opponent can see that player switch basically. So that will immediately make him go, oh, I need to cover the Nkunku. And then you can cancel the player lock by pressing the both analog sticks again. It'll go back to the person on the ball. So I'll just show you here. Press them both in, change here. And then you press them both back in and you change back. It's a really good way to bait the opponent on where you're going. Again, at this sort of level, when we're at Division 9, not going to be as big. But as we get into the higher divisions and champs and so on, that's the sort of thing that is really going to help you if you can add that into your game. We'll just take our time here. We'll go back. We're going to try and find our way into the 18-yard box, but bad first time pass. Good stand tackle there. Just circle. We'll find Raspadori, who can drive. We'll just tap shoot. Just try to see if I could slide that under the goalkeeper there as he was coming out. So double tap and hold R1. You see how it grabs my left centre back and Lewandowski? That means they're going to carry on pressing. Now you can see there's a little bit of a timer on top of it. It works the same as second man press, essentially, with the sense of the player will press for 4 seconds and then they run out of press. It's like an energy bar. So when you want to use second man press or partial team press, those players that have that icon above their head are going to have 4 seconds to be able to press for. Really good finish there. One little extra, one over. And that's really important to know because like here, I press with the right back. I was going to try and show you. Here we are. Press with the right back. You see how it carries on from where I left it. Now it goes red. Now he won't press. He basically just won't do anything. I'm still holding R1. You see that red icon? The game's going, nope, we've got no energy to do that. We're not allowed. And you basically need to wait a bit of time for it to come back. It's just to stop it so that players aren't able to just continuously press. Just controlled sprint there with R1. RB on Xbox will lay it off across. and a really good composed finish. Why did I control sprint there? Well, what I was actually doing was I didn't want to just left stick dribble because that's a little bit too slow in that position. But I didn't want to sprint in case the opponent basically just fully yeeted at me. So when I use R1, that controlled sprint, what it's saying is, can I assess what the opponent's doing? So like here in this position, I might just control sprint, have a look at the opponent. You can still wiggle, you know, you can still move the left stick a little bit, which is really nice. Here I'm just sprinting, just sprinting, just sprinting, just sprinting. Now I'm going to let go. Now I'm going to just control sprint, walk in the middle. Can I find that pass? Yes, I can. And bang. And you can just see how we're not just sprinting around left, right, and center using that sprint button, because it just invites so much for the opponent to come and take it off you. What I'm going to do now, because obviously this game, as we just defend this, I'll tell you what, he's done really well there. Good tackle, Van Dijk. As this game obviously is looking pretty done and dusted, we will move into the next one. Here we are then into our next one for today. That is a much better team. Lamptey, Balde, Maguire. A little small with Lamptey and Balde, which I would say I can normally take advantage of if I had like my main account with a big striker. I suppose we do have Lewandowski, so maybe I try and move Lewandowski towards the back post with creative runs and so on. That could be an option. Take advantage of that height, play that little ball through the middle, wait for the goalkeeper, little ball roll. Ooh, nice. Good keeping, Edison. Sometimes it's so easy to just walk it past the goalkeepers. I don't even need to ball roll, but maybe look for a finesse shot here. Green, if we can. Oh, I think that was going in, you know. I really do think that was going in. Okay. What do I have? So normally my go-to routine is to bring a man short and then to player lock into the middle by tapping L1. And then I end up just, you know, putting about 2 and a bit bars of power on. And then just pressing square and whipping it in. And then Van Dijk is normally there to win it. It's much better when you have someone with dead ball. Another routine is to tap R1, press down and then up on the D-pad, and then you basically hold up the ball here by passing it short, lay the ball back there, and then just square it to the back post, and that could be a good routine as well. I do normally tend to like to have my corners in my custom tactics so set on 1, then it gives you 3 players in the box, and those 3 players are all very competent in the air, so that's how I normally tend to like that. Okay, so again, we'll keep an eye out, see what he's doing. We'll tap L1 there, send Lewandowski, just to give him something to think about. We go forward in the middle. We'll look for a little step over and bang. And then the near post finish. Green time finesse. Beautiful. So we'll actually look back on that at half time. I think that'll be a really good goal for us to take a little bit of a leaf out of. You know, if you've watched this first episode and you're already here, you'll hear me. Tap L1, tap L1, tap LB. Send these runners, send these runners. Why am I sending these runners? Giving the opponent something to think about. Like, when you have runners and the opponent spots it, they have to make a decision. Do I trap the runner or do I go to the person on the ball? And they have to make that decision. I tried to left stick dribble back. Was that a penalty? Well, and they have to think about it. And that there alone is something that you then have your ability to play your game, basically. So we'll go 3.5 bars of power, and then we'll go top left because he's kept the keeper in the middle. Bang. Lewandowski finding goals. The fact that we got him in a player pick straight away on the account was very nice, by the way. A very good striker. So we'd also have the controller on now as well, which I said I would put on. We'll just keep tracking here in the middle. Tried to get a second man press there, but it ended up going on the wrong player. Adama Traore, weak foot, optimistic. I mean, it would be an audacious goal, wouldn't it, really? Play that there. We've got loads of room in the middle. Just keep an eye on the mini-map. I'll go there. Tap L1. Look for that through ball through the gap. Beautiful. Oh, the big touch. Oh, Maguire just nudged me ever so slightly, and that was enough. That was enough. Pass for the L1 triangle. Lamptey's there, but it doesn't matter. Oh, unlucky. A good effort. So we'll go for that corner routine again. We'll find Virgil van Dijk. Ideally here, you're looking for players that have aerial plus. Virgil van Dijk being one of them. It does change me to Lewandowski, which is a little bit annoying. So I keep tracking back here, just thinking, what does Adama Traore want to do there? Adama Traore wants to run, right? What else is he in the team for? Oh, it's not for his unbelievable finishing ability, is it? No, it's his ability to look for that straight line sprint speed. So what do I do there when I was defending that counter attack? I just run back. And I say, no, you are not allowed to do that. Play styles is something I talk about all the time. Player profiles, sorry. Play styles I do talk about all the time. Just hold R1 there, second man press, cover off that angle there, cover off the passes, and then come out. Player profiles, what do I mean by that? Ooh, thinking about how does the opponent want to score? How does the opponent want to play the video game? Why have they got said player in their team? And how are they looking to use said player in their team? So if I said to you, Salah, what do you think? I should hope you think pace, finesse shot, good dribbling. You're not thinking, you know, back post headers. You're not thinking right-footed. You're not thinking, oh, he's really good, you know, at playing long ball passes over the top. No. That's what I mean by player profiles. Think about how they are trying to defend with that player, how they're trying to build up with that player, how they're trying to score with that player, whatever it may be. I'm going to chalk it past the goalkeeper here with left stick. Ooh, well done, Lamptey. And that can be a big part to it. So good defending from him. You can see me doing the step overs so many times, and this is something that if you aren't very comfortable with skills, is what you need to say. When the ball gets into the 18-yard box, when it gets in up against the 18-yard box here, you have to be comfortable with 2 or 3 kind of go-to skill moves to just take players on, and they come off instinct. They go off your intuition in there. And how do you build that intuition? How do you build that instinct? By just trying things over and over and over again, and figuring out why they work and why they don't work. So another good skill move is the hill to ball roll, where you hold L1, flick the right stick the way that you're facing, and then flick it the opposite way. That's really good for 4-star skillers and above. Lewandowski can just, go there. Maguire comes over, makes a big challenge. Free kicks. What do I normally like to do from free kicks? We spoke to you in the last episode, as I don't get the chance to show it. We spoke to you in the last episode about how you can look for the run overs. I would normally go for a shot there. A really good finish. So let me talk to you about here. This is something I advise everyone on PlayStation to do, to clip goals. So we win the ball here, and then we get the ball out wide, and then we trigger that run. So when I get the ball out here now, look at the time I've got on the ball, and look where the opponent has player switched to. He's already player switched to his right centre back. His right back, Lamptey, is out of position. I'm now looking to exploit that. How do I want to exploit that? Well, I want to basically give me the ability to drive with Raspadori, but also give the opponent something to think about. So you can see that quick tap of L1 while pointing the left stick at Lewandowski is now saying to him, you go running in a straight line. So you see how he runs? The opponent wanted to come and press me, but then he sees Lewandowski making that run in behind. If he comes to press me, I just play an over the top through ball in behind and go, thank you very much. I've then got a chance for Lewandowski. He would then have to bring his other centre back over and go. So because of that, he holds off, he holds off, he holds off. Then I have the ability to drive. Then I pick this pass out. And then it's about what can we do here? And this is where I go for the step over. Step over is super, super effective. They don't always have to be on the exit. Just watch this again. Tap L1 there. Trigger it. He backs off. He backs off. A little ball roll just to make the angle more favourable. Go for the step over straight away. And then a green time near post finish with the finesse as well. Holding R1 for that finesse. And then obviously timing the shot as well. Let's jump in to the next one. And here we have it. If we win this, we are promoted into Division 8, which would be a very nice start. So let's go. Let's have a bit of an idea about what we want to do, how we want to play. Opponent's got Haaland up front, which we need to be careful of. I'm trying to run here with Ugot, which I don't really want to do. I've sent skip on a run there, but I'm actually just going to double tap R1, double tap RB on Xbox, and that cancels the run. So if you ever send someone on a run and you go, well, actually, I don't want to do that, if you double tap that R1, RB button, you will stop them. I'm hoping that we can talk more about the partial team press, which I spoke about in that first game. So like here, double tap R1. You see how they pick up those 2 players there? Van Dijk on the edge, and then that. Can work really, really well, especially in the byline. Obviously, I was over-exaggerating it there for you. Like here, this is where I would be using it. That means it just makes their box a little bit tighter. And then all you've got to do is defend the man on the ball, which I did not do very well, did I? Really good movement from him. I'll go out to this left-hand side just because it's so congested out there. I'm going to Lewandowski. I've tapped L1 for Raspadori to go. He actually stepped into that, which was unlucky. I've got a finesse shot here with Lewandowski or with Raspadori. Both of them having a finesse shot plus playstyle. I'm actually just going to hold X and just pass this out here to the edge. We'll look for a little McGeady, little back post cross maybe. Oos! That is beautiful. So I was actually looking for Lewandowski with that cross. Not so much long lay, but what do I do there to get that? Oh, hello. R1 circle tackle. Bang. Big, strong power tackle there. So how did I get that cross? I did an L1 square, LBX on Xbox. I tap LR1 and then L1 to bring Raspadori short and then go. And that can be really, really effective. when you have an isolated matchup. They're specifically good at the back post because at the back post, it tends to be the fullbacks there. Pull my centre back out of position. Van Dijk needs to cover. Well done. For that. So they can be really good purely because of the fact that you're up against the fullbacks, and fullbacks not necessarily the tallest in the world. So it means that you can take advantage of it, even with players that don't have aerial. You know, if you've got someone that's just got good aggression, good jumping, good height, good heading accuracy, you can find yourselves in a pretty decent spot with them. The block there. Just taking my time, not panicking. Fine with that. Off Lewandowski goes. Play that through ball. I take a big touch with the right stick, flicking that, pushing it the way there. Go for a little ball roll, and then finish. Nice. So we'll probably look back on that as well. The big touch with the right stick is something that I think is actually not utilized enough by players on FC24. When you've got a gap to kind of attack, like here, you can go for that big right stick kind of touch. I'll probably just finesse this. I don't think I've got much else on. That's a great finish. That's unreal, by the way. I went for that because when I'm talking about player profiles, what I'm thinking about is the fact that this is Lewandowski. Lewandowski hasn't really got the pace, hasn't really got the ability to drive past those two defenders. I don't know if this opponent is leaving, staying, or what. He doesn't really have that. So sometimes just going, you know what? I'm going to hit this. If you can get a corner, if you can get a goal, the bonus, you know, just playing basically on a bit of a gamble more than anything. Little ball roll on the inside, pass that off across, and that is, I would imagine, game, set, match, won. I'll check in with you after this game and we'll talk back over that goal. So this opponent did finally leave at the 40th minute, which does mean that Division 8 is now secured. We have won all of our games so far. And let's take a look at that goal that that chance, that we spoke about, which I wanted to kind of bring to your attention, which was this up over here. So this big right stick touch. Okay, so what did I actually do here? First of all, let's touch on the defending. There's a lot to learn there in the defending. So the opponent wins the ball in a really dangerous position, right back's caught. Okay, so Van Dijk, I take my time. Remember, this isn't so much now about you going, okay, I'm going to charge out at him. We need to protect the danger zone. Right now, is the person on the ball the danger problem? No, the people that are the danger problem would be centrally people that are in shooting positions. So you can see I just second man press there by holding R1, RB, and that takes that centre mid over. Then Van Dijk is all about covering off this angle in the middle, which with there, bang, we step, we take the ball. Brilliant. Now we counter again. I tap L1. I tap L1 a couple times. You'll notice that I do this regularly. When I'm tapping L1 a couple times, when you tap it once, you find that sometimes it's not the most reliable, as in that you tap it and then the player doesn't make a run. So I always give it, you know, you can see if you watch there, you'll see me do quite a few taps of L1. It's just to ensure that the player is actually going to make the run. So that's something you can definitely take away. Tap, 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 bang, he's gone. Now I ball roll to change to avoid this challenge, a 50-50 where you head on. I always talk about it where you think about two rhinos basically charging at each other. You now want to avoid that by taking a quick ball roll either direction, then inputting that triangle ball, getting that into there. Now what do? I push and hold the right stick. Think about this, right? The opponent is going to be drawn to the ball. What he should do here is defend the space. So he should keep running back towards his goal. He's not going to do that, though. He's going to want to go, oh, look, there's the ball. Let me step on him. Let me try and tackle him. So how can I take advantage of that? By pushing and holding the right stick, we're going into where the gap is, and we're looking for that big step out. Now, Thiago Silva's got no chance of recovering, and then we get that one through. So a really, really good example of how the right stick kind of flick but hold almost can work really, really well. So thank you all for watching. If you did miss the first episode and you want to catch up on it, I will put it on screen for you here right now. And remember, if you have any questions and you want them answered, whether that be in the video or just in the comment section, drop them down below and I'll be more than happy to help you. Catch you in the next one.